Hey everybody, I've got the light in front of me now instead of on top of me, where it looks like everything's shining straight down. I just look so pasty white. That's what happens when you stay indoors 99.999% of the time. Oh, I gotta get my muscles back somehow, some way. Yeah, there we go. Um, I thought I would do a real quick video. Someone showed some uh, interest and confusion. Like, how can I get my voice to sound fatter in that last video? Because this doesn't sound that way, does it? It sounds like me. And auto tune can radically change the timbre of your voice. So I thought I'd make this video real quick before I hit the sack about timbre, the human voice, and auto tune. First of all, auto tune has one job in life. It takes the audio and it shifts the pitches based on how you set the rate, how soon you want it to start taking effect. And it shifts the pitches. Let's say here's the real perfect pitch, okay, whatever, C. And you happen to sing it right here, like 20 cents flat. It will try to shift it up towards C at a rate that you set. So you can set the rate slow or really fast. If you set the rate all the way up, you're going to get that. Do you believe in life after love, after love? You're going to get that share effect. And all those other people that crank it all the way up and they get discrete notes that sound more like a keyboard, a synthesizer. But still, it doesn't change the timbre. It changes the pitch, how high, how fast the frequencies are vibrating. Okay, that's all. Unless autotunes come out with something new, that's that's in there too. That's all it does. That's its only purpose, is to get you singing closer to perfect pitch than you might normally have been. I don't have to use autotune, but I put it on there because if I'm, say, 10 cents flat on a note, it'll, if it's a slow note, it'll get me up where I need to be. And I don't have to re-sing the line because I'm like, well, I was a little bit flat on that. Normally, before auto tune, people would go back and re-sing that phrase in a studio. The engineer would be sitting at the thing, and they would go, "Yeah, that you were a little flat on that line. Can you just give me that phrase again?" And they would position the song a little bit ahead of the part they're going to record. And when they come up to that phrase they want to do a little bit better, they would punch in. They would hit the recorder into record mode, and it would record over the previous one. Now, after that, people say, well, that's destructive. Let's have it where we can do multiple takes. And people in the modern recording industry, that's what they do. They'll sing a whole song, then they'll go in and fly in various 2, 3, 4 takes, whatever it takes. And so with auto tune, I can just put it on there and it helps. Then if I have something that's way off, where it's like too far off, I'll re-sing it. If it's just a little off and auto tune's still not catching, I have two options. I can increase the rate and try to get it up sooner to where it sounds like I hit the note more accurately, or I can just make a clip of that syllable and raise the pitch of just that clip a little bit so that it's already shifted a little bit before it gets fed into auto tune. So it's some manipulations, automation, and all it does is pitch. It doesn't change the timbre, doesn't change the tone, it doesn't change the audio quality. All right, voice. So maybe you haven't watched some older videos. Maybe you have at least listened to some of my vocal videos. You have to know that all my vocal videos sound a little bit different. That doesn't sound like me singing every song. It sounds like me pushing my voice to these different places. And I do that on purpose because I enjoy it. I try to, like if I was singing a Bryan Adams song, I wouldn't go, I got my first real six string. I mean, I wouldn't use my own voice. I got my first. So I would gravel it up like he is. I mean, this is not rocket science. Now, the last video, I fattened my voice by widening this whole thing as if I was yawning. So you can do this yourself and prove that you can change your own voice. Just go, and then act like you're yawning. Look at that. Hold that. Back of your throat really wide and open. Like you're trying to fit a watermelon down your throat. See how now I'm wide, I'm fat? Yeah. Okay, now, see, that's different. Yeah, man. So, yeah. Okay, that's different. Now I'm back to my regular voice. Now I've widened my throat. And now I sound like a brother. Okay, it's physics. All right. African Americans have wider throats up into the sinus cavities. White people don't. And the smaller you are, the smaller and thinner your voice is likely to be, and the higher pitch is likely to be. When a string is shorter, it's higher pitch. When it's thinner, it's higher pitch, given the tension is the same. This is all basic physics 101. So if I want to sound fatter, I've got to physically pull these muscles so that my throat is wider. And it's very difficult to maintain that throughout the whole course of a song. Okay, I can do this. I can do it, probably for, 20 minutes if I wanted to. But I'm showing you right now what I do with my throat and the song. So, day after day, okay, wide, day after day, my own voice. Two different things. So if I sang it with my own voice, it wouldn't have sounded good because people want to hear that raspy, soulful thing. So now I'm explaining it hopefully in a way that makes sense. Yawning is a way for people who don't have a clue about how to move muscles all up in here to kind of get at that sound. Hold it right there. Day after day, I'm more confused. Okay, so it's a fatter sound because I have physically, deliberately pulled these muscles apart to get a fatter, wider sound. Even these. Okay, so it's something I'm doing, not something auto-tune is doing or can do. As far as I know, you can't really simulate that, but in pitch shifting though, which is another thing, when you pitch something down without messing with the formants, it will also, not only the pitch will go down, but it will also get fatter. If you pitch something up, the pitch will go up and the timbre will shrink also. That's just without messing with the formants. Formants have to do with trying to keep it from doing that. So when I pitch shift my songs upward, I move the formant down correspondingly. If I go up by 3 on the pitch, I go down by 3 on the formant. That keeps my voice sounding from Mickey Mouse. So you can also thin up your voice if you want to. So if you wanted to sing thinner, or if you wanted to do a cartoon voice. So like if you shrink it down and and then you can make it thinner and more bitey like that too. Make it real thin like that, and real weak and timid and all that. So you can physically change your voice by moving these muscles. You can make it round like that, or bitey like that. Okay, you're closing off that thing so that it's coming through sharper. Open it up, it's going to be more round because it doesn't have a hard corner to go around. Physics 101. So sit in a room and see what you can do with your voice. I deliberately effected a voice that was not really mine on the last video to make it sound more pleasing. Because quite frankly, a fat, raspier voice sounds great on these soul R&B songs. Can sound great on any song. But I think I did that. What other song did I do? Oh, I kind of did it on the Doobie Brothers song, Long Train Running, but not like I did it on this last one. It's a slightly different thing. So I've been doing this kind of stuff since before I had double digits in my age. I've been recording on multi-tracks when I was like 10 years old. I had 2 cassette recorders. And I would record me onto one. Then I would take that and play it while I did another thing. So I had 2 things going on to a second tape recorder. So I've been doing this stuff forever. So when you look at it, don't think, oh, it's auto-tune. No, it's me understanding how my voice works to a degree. I don't know about singing, embouchure. I don't care to know about all that stuff, but I understand how I can make my voice do something. And then I understand audio enough to know, you know what? You don't want your volumes jumping out loud and then soft when you're singing. It's not going to sit in the mix. Compression. So you compress it so that the volumes remain relatively in a narrow range, so that it'll sit in a mix and always be present in mostly pop and rock stuff. So knowing these things that you got to do is going to give you a good end result. And then you sit back once you've fiddled enough knobs, and you sit back and listen. And sometimes I have a propensity to make things too bright. So, everything's hard to do because, it's like, I want it better than last time. Turn it. There's only so much brightness you can turn up. It's not brightness. There's something more akin to clarity. And I guess that's what I'm looking for. Because the pitch shifting does muck with the clarity a little bit. And that was so satisfying. Don't pop your knuckles. You'll get arthritis. Wives' tale. So that's it. I wanted to make a quick video just for anybody who was interested in, how you can make your voice sound fatter just by, it's like a perpetual yawn. You're opening up your sinus cavity all the way down here, and you're yawning. Hey, Bob, how's it going? That's all it is. Hey, Bob, how's it going? You just keep yawning, but you don't hold your mouth open and you don't feel it. But actually, if you try this, you might feel like you want to yawn all the time. But after you've done this for like a year, month, whatever, you'll be able to do it without feeling like you're about to yawn all the time. Unless you do it to an extreme, like that, then you might actually go into a yawn, because it's very akin to a yawn. It's opening this whole thing like that, and then day after day. So that's all it is. All of these songs, I listen to it and go, I need to sound a little bit closer to that person. So if it's Journey, I try to, what is Steve Perry doing? I don't know. I have to listen to it and try to distill some essence about it. So that's it. Auto-tune corrects pitch. That's it. The singing ability cannot really be fixed with auto-tune. If I don't sing it well, it's just going to sound like I didn't sing it well, but my pitches are a little bit better. So it's difficult. Singing's not easy. I'm not a real singer. I just love doing it because it's like, wow, I can do this and it get a kind of good end result. But I consider myself more of a guitar player, but I do have a kind of a knack, I think, for audio and some vocal things. If you don't know, I've been doing voice acting for the last 12 years. That's what I do for a living. So that probably, and I was always doing voices when I was little, like imitating cartoon voices, stuff like that. So that's what you do. You alter your timbre with your muscles. Then you try to alter your pitch. I mean, like if you're doing an impression, you'd have to alter your pitch to make it the right pitch. You'd have to alter the style, the accent, and all these things, and then you get something. So hopefully that explains a little bit of what I'm doing, like voice wise, physics up in here. Okay. And if I sang it thinner, it'd be day after day I'm more confused. And day after day. You could probably get a helium effect if you wanted to. So practice things. Sit in a room where nobody's around and then just try to make the most bitey sound you can, like sound like a smoke alarm going off. And then try to make a dull sound like that, a round sound. Hey Bonnie, hey Bobby, yeah, what's up? Like Bugs Bunny. Not much. Want a maroon? Want a maroon? And he talks more to the front of his mouth. I knew I should have took that left at Albuquerque. So it's like, you listen, you do it, and you realize you suck. And after so many practices, you can kind of get close. Like, what is this thing I'm hearing? So that's it. So I'm like, for this song, just gotta be wide and soulful. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's it right there. See, if you can do that with your throat, then you can make some good things happen. You know what I'm saying? All right, that was silly. So that's it. Just stop with all the skepticism and ignorance. Auto-tune. You are on the internet. What irony. Go look up auto-tune on YouTube and look up a tutorial and see what it does and what it can't do. That's all. That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do. Oh, yeah. Hey, it's auto-tune. I'm not really playing. I mean, y'all didn't see me play it. How do y'all know I really played it? Because you didn't see my fingers. You know what I mean? I could just have it plugged into auto-tune, like a auto-tune that works physically on the guitar, and it's in the back right here, in the back of the cavity. And so all those guitar videos were just auto-tune, they were just auto-tune too. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, let that be a lesson to you. Don't be a hater. Educate yourself. Good advice. Good advice. All right. Yeah, so you can distort your voice too. So when I'm singing all that distorted stuff, that's all I'm doing. I'm not really yelling it. I'm just letting the back of my throat vibrate against itself. I got my first real 60, bought it at the 5 and 9. Oh, sorry. Just felt like bursting out into big sob there. So that's it. Hope that makes a lot of sense. I'm gonna do some videos one day. I'm gonna play the guitar again if my finger won't kill me. Had the thing covered up, but it's kind of bothering me lately because I've been playing a bunch of bar chords. I just gotta stop playing, let it calm down. So maybe it's time to sing a couple more singing videos and let my finger take a break. I've been trying to learn camera eye, and it's like so long that it's you get to the end, and I'm like not only tired of playing it, but it's like you make so many mistakes. It's like I'll never get through that thing.
Well, gee, how you make your voice sound like that, TruthSurge? That don't sound like your real voice. That must be auto-tune.
No, dumbass. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. People can change the basic timbre of their voice. It's possible.
Well,
I had an uncle that sounded just like that.
how you doing, son? How you doing, son?
He was loud and he had that southern accent, and
Oh,
he would just go dope like as if to say, "Oh, you don't say," you know.
well, you got a girlfriend yet?
It's like, "Oh, who sounds like that?"
Oh,
So anyway, hopefully that made a bunch of sense. This is a very long video, but you know, sometimes you got to make a long video. So later got to do the evil eye so nobody can get me. All right, that's it. That's all I know for right now. Hopefully that made some sense. And if it didn't, sue me. I sound like McGruff the crime dog. All right, that's it. Whoosh. Oh. Okay, I just thought I would. I'm like in the hallway, like a little river. Do another example of the fat sound. So if I sang this with my real voice, it'd be day after day, I'm more confused. Yet I look for the light through the pouring rain. Not that great. Now fatten it up. Day after day, I'm more confused. Huge difference. Yet I look for the light through the pouring rain. So you can see it's me. It's not auto tune. It's not. It's just fatten it up, yeah. So it's not about I can't hit my pitches. I can hit my pitches. I know inflections. I know all these trills. But you know, I hate that. You know, I don't feel like I have to prove anything. But I'm making these videos because you know people I never see the end of auto tune comments in YouTube. So, yeah, Jones. So you you got to learn like how to push your voice to get some Jones to get different sounds. It sounds like your throat's being shredded, but it really is not. You know, and like monsters and stuff. I mean, you can literally let the back of your throat just vibrate against itself, and then use that as the tone, as the sound, and then just mouth words, mouth words over it. Now you got a monster, or you can do like a high, you know. But that doesn't really work too well. That sounds comical. So there's comical sounds, and then there's scary sounds, and then so like you start categorizing all these in your brain going higher pitch is normally funny, lower pitch is normally scary because the lower pitch is going to be a bigger monster, a bigger thing, and we're not happy with large creatures that are way bigger than us because normally that's a dangerous thing. So anyway, I just wanted to do like the higher line right there and do like some little vocal run and show you the difference again between my voice, which is what you're hearing, and a fatter voice, which would be if I'm deliberately right now, I'm in like a mid yawn. I'm pulling, I'm opening the back of my throat and my nose. And now, if I sang while doing this, look for the light in the pouring rain. So hopefully that clears up some mysteries. Okay? Because you know I'm all about truth, right? I'm just surging with it. So, all right, I'm going to upload all this and you can debate amongst yourselves whether I auto tuned this video or not. So, later.